Introduce our moderator this evening, a wonderful doctor and a very brave moderator, and that is my friend Dr. Bruce Hensel. Dr. Hensel is one of the preeminent medical and science journalists in the country. He's published 2 books and has won numerous Emmys and Golden Mics for his work on NBC TV and ABC TV radio. Perhaps even more significantly, he writes and produces much of his own TV and radio material and is one of the only such medical experts to be a practicing physician and teacher. He is board certified in 2 specialties, emergency medicine and internal medicine, and is a full-time professor of medicine at UCLA. I don't know how you find time to do all this. He's an award-winning filmmaker and continues to take medical shifts, and he's dedicated his life to empowering people with the information to get and stay healthy. So please join me in welcoming Dr. Bruce Hensel.
Hi there, Jeff and Pat. Yeah, some pretty bombshell allegations in the complaint that has just been filed and we've obtained. We understand that Hensel has a home here in the Palisades. You see it here on your screen. This is not where he was arrested. That happened in Santa Monica earlier today. But we have some information here. Of course, you'll remember Hensel, as you take a look at this video, was a medical reporter for KNBC for many years. And according to his LinkedIn profile, it was 29 years with NBC. The LADA's office says Hensel was charged today with asking a 9-year-old girl to send him sexually explicit, sexually suggestive pictures. According to the LAPD, since the contact was made on the Internet Crimes Against Children detectives assumed investigative responsibility. Hensel was arrested this morning in Santa Monica, but Hensel had to know this investigation was intensifying. A search warrant was served at his Palisades home, according to the LAPD, as some neighbors here saw it all go down.
Cops came back and seized like a bunch of stuff, computers and all that. And so
when was that?
That was what,
a month ago?
A month ago, probably. We've been waiting to see what's happening, because we knew it was right around the corner, but we didn't know he was arrested. I saw him just last weekend or the weekend before.
What was his demeanor?
Totally fine. My neighbor who lives around here too, she said he's always acting like he's really famous, and she goes, he sure does go to Thailand a lot.
And we did knock on Hensel's door. According to the inmate locator, it does appear that Hensel is still in custody right now in downtown LA, so we are awaiting more updates on that. The latest posting on his LinkedIn in terms of projects that he's worked on is the co-director and executive producer of another program called the Beyond the Opposite Sex, which is a documentary he says aired on Showtime back in March of 2018. He has not been with KNBC, according to his profile, since May of 2016. Reporting live in Pacific Palisades, I'm Tom Waite, CBS 2 News.
A wonderful doctor and a very brave moderator, and that is my friend Dr. Bruce Hensel.
That island was really a cesspool. There's no question about it. Just ask Prince Andrew. He'll tell you about it. The island was an absolute cesspool. So,
the Clintons are friends
and he's
of
been
yours,
there
right?
for many times.
The Clintons are friends
well,
of
I
yours.
can't say friends, but I know
You're friendly. You know them.
They play at my clubs a lot. I have clubs, and everybody likes to play at my clubs.
Are you saying there's a political problem for her if she runs for president?
It could be a political problem. Look, he could be a political problem. Right now, he's Teflon, and right now, maybe not. But he could end up being a political problem.
Prince Andrew denied he ever saw his former friend with underage girls in a pointed and detailed interview with the BBC.
Do I regret the fact that he has quite obviously conducted himself in a manner unbecoming? Yes.
Unbecoming. He was a sex offender.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm being polite, in the sense that he was a sex offender.
But you were staying at the house of
Yes.
a convicted sex offender.
It was a convenient place to stay. I've gone through this in my mind so many times. At the end of the day, with the benefit of all the hindsight that one could have, it was definitely the wrong thing to do.
I'm not going to comment on anyone's status in this investigation, but I will say that we would welcome Prince Andrew coming in to talk with us. We would like to have the benefit of his statement.
Breaking news in the Jeffrey Epstein case.
Jeffrey Epstein's little black book is missing. Guess what? The FBI just arrested the living version of that little black book.
Ghislaine Maxwell has now been arrested.
This is the biggest day in the Jeffrey Epstein story since Jeffrey Epstein's death almost a year ago.
A lot of people thought she may have fled the country, but no, she was arrested in Bradford, New Hampshire.
It was very surprising that she is hiding out really under everyone's noses in the United States.
Reuters reporting she was found on a 156-acre property she bought in all cash last December and under the guise of an LLC that she used to protect her identity.
Maxwell is facing 6 separate charges, including conspiracy to entice minors to travel to engage in sexual acts, transportation of a minor with intent to engage in criminal sexual activity, and 2 counts of perjury.
Longtime associate Epstein has been hit with 6 criminal charges, including enticement of a minor to engage in illegal sex acts.
35 years in prison if convicted on all of those charges.
She pretended to be a woman they could trust.
Girls as young as the age of 14 were procured for Epstein.
Maxwell played a critical role in helping Epstein to identify, befriend, and groom minor victims for abuse. In some cases, Maxwell participated in the abuse herself.
The following footage was aired on United States national television in 2015 at the United States State Capitol building, where former Vice President Joe Biden was filmed molesting and sexually harassing multiple young girls between the ages of 3 and 14. You are about to witness one of the most public and condemning video evidences of child molestation by a high-profile government official. Imagine how deep this all goes when what you are about to see and hear is being used as an introduction. Pay very close attention to the parents and adults around these children, then you will see how these sick elite trade in their children for rank and power.
All right, come on, slide in here.
Thank you. Maggie, do you want to come over here?
Yes, come on. Come on, Maggie, make me look better, okay?
Oh,
there we go.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, well, nice to see you guys.
Thank you.
See you back home, I hope.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay?
Absolutely.
Right on this side of Mommy. Now you come over here. That's it. Keep going. You're standing right next to me. There you go. And then we're going to have...
There you go.
Switch here. You two come here.
There we go.
My everybody else is looking forward to it.
My daughter. 18. You get right in the middle here, okay? Come on. Great.
Great. Okay, got some more family people. Come on in. Yeah, we got
Okay.
Someone go behind there. Go behind there.
Come on, you jump in here.
Right.
There we go.
Okay, right hand down.
Can I move just one?
Thank you.
By the way, I was young and I had a Jewish party. Grandpa's one of those guys.
That's nice.
No, I'm not saying it. He knows I mean it. I genuinely mean it.
Come back in with one big rich shot. Come on in.
Do you know what my dad used to say? His granddaughters have one important job. Take care of the pop. That's the most important one.
Okay, the gentleman with the...
This is a long day. I've walking in this
Okay.
That's right in by the group. Don't tell me what. All right, here we go. Here we go.
Woke up, you blacked out last night, and you look at your phone and you find pictures of you molesting a child.
You freeze. You're in shock. I mean, children aren't supposed to handle that sort of stuff.
Have any of you enjoyed this special pizza here tonight?
This month we have 5 fresh pizzas for your enjoyment. We also have 4 surviving pizzas. What does that mean, surviving pizzas? From last month's session.
He held on to that child all the way to the end. I had to put that shit down. Euthanasia.
That those words in the emails about pizza and the talk of handkerchiefs is code language used by pedophiles.
This is what happens with us babies. And they, they kept saying,
Hashtag kill room. Someone else says, just rinse it off when you're done.
Cruelty, symbolism, schema, eat what thou wilt.
They force you to do things, and they photograph it, they film it. The whole purpose for that is to either blackmail you into staying with them or split your mind up so that you don't even remember who you are.
The FBI has been informed as to everything that has come out of Benassi's mouth.
In the first part of this series, you saw a dark reality that more than likely you could have never imagined. And believe me, it's worse than that. That's why we have to keep investigating, keep exposing, keep passing that information on to others. And now that we know these satanic, pedophilic rapists have a encoded language between each other, we are able to understand the importance of the WikiLeaks documents, in particular, the Podesta emails. You will see that PizzaGate reaches the deepest and darkest recesses of the digital world. Government, religion, royalty, entertainment, and those who appear to be everyday citizens. They are operating in neighborhoods and cities all around you. PizzaGate, as you are starting to see, is much bigger than a pizza shop.
These are the people who have a pretty sketchy scenario with the young boys. I'm not sure what's going on there. Remember there was that, was it in Afghanistan, where one of the boy toys lost it and killed one of our guys? They would have boys chained to the bed, didn't they? And they'd hear the boys crying in the night. Ugh! Anyway, unthinkable stuff. And that is why when I researched our guys, Westerners, and PizzaGate, I sort of went, ugh. I saw that email on WikiLeaks, I think it was Tony Potter, that said, I'd like pizza for an hour. What? You time your pizza? And I went, this sounds really gross. And then I went, probably prostitutes. Spirit cooking. It's just a fancy artist that boring people, politicians, you know, it's Hollywood for ugly people. They want to be around glamorous artists, so that's what spirit cooking is. And PizzaGate's a myth. But I'm starting to have second thoughts. And it's not just because it's Valentine's Day. I'm starting to think that it's possible that PizzaGate Comet Pizza isn't a myth, and that it's some sort of database that lists all this child sex scandal around the world. Maybe they all communicate there and exchange videos, or But check it out. Have you noticed there's been a massive amount of arrests recently involving pedophiles? I'm not talking about Sandusky's kid who was just arrested. That was clearly a result of his molestation. I still want him to hang, don't get me wrong, but I can almost sympathize with what made him that way. But no, I'm talking about major busts all over the world. Like these Catholic priests in Australia, something like 1 out of every 14 has been linked to some sort of molestation charge. Now, these go back decades, but it's only since February 6th they've decided to prosecute them. Did you find new evidence? Where'd you get the new evidence from? Or then we hear there's almost 500 arrests in California since PizzaGate. What spurred you to make these arrests? Did you find new evidence on computers related to Comet Pizza and PizzaGate?
The Podesta emails are loaded with encrypted messages about child sex, asking for advice or information where to meet, and just flat out bragging about their latest exploits. Here are just a few of the thousands of Podesta emails that were uncovered by WikiLeaks. In those emails, it not only paints a picture of a child sex trafficking ring, but it becomes clear that John Podesta was acting as one of its overseeing handlers, someone who was in the know and who was facilitating these activities.
John Podesta has been hired to be a columnist for the Washington Post. You would think after everything that's conspired, after all of this stuff, look how they're just ignoring it and avoiding it. And they just go, the media's debunked PizzaGate, it's no big deal. Even though Podesta has admitted to his emails being hacked by Russia, but nobody in the mainstream media will ask him about what he was referencing as far as his handkerchief or his love of pizza and hot dogs and all the disgusting things that were found in his emails. The realtor found a handkerchief. I think it has a map that seems pizza related. Is it yours? They can send it if you want. I know you're busy, so feel free to respond to it if it's not yours or you don't want it. Maybe you could respond to that email that was sent to you, John. What was she implying? That it was your handkerchief that you left that had a map that seems pizza related? Saying, will you join us for a small gathering a few days before the pizza extravaganza? Am I supposed to believe that a bunch of adults in politics are having a pizza party extravaganza where they're just going, it's an extravaganza, we're all eating pizza? It makes me absolutely sick, and it's not a big deal to anyone else out there. Not a big deal at all. Here's another one from January 6, 2014, where you say, would love to get a pizza for an hour or come over. Oh, you'd love to get a pizza for an hour. Because that makes sense. Grammar-wise, it makes sense. We all want to eat a piece of pizza, the food, for an hour. Huh? Wonder what you're referencing there, what you want for an hour. Should we get into the hot dog stands? I mean, should I even bother?
In file 56492, last night was fun, still in torture chamber. In file 30231, dreaming about your hot dog stand in Hawaii. File 10037, it has a picture of 2 small Asian girls eating pizza. The man says, as John said, it doesn't get any better than this. In file 49348, would love to get a pizza for an hour. Very good, I'm seated with the kids, so little wired. File 19480, titled Head Count for Pizza. The email is color-coded in black and white, and it says, we have 1 slice, and we need to know how to thinly slice it. In file 40312, have to settle for the pasta John gave us at Christmas. This email was sent 3 months after Christmas. And then on April 11, 2015, Jim Steyer, who has been publicly promoted as a child activist and philanthropist, but in reality is linked to PizzaGate and is a known child rapist, wrote to Podesta saying, hey John, we know you're a true master of cuisine, and we have appreciated that for years. But walnut sauce for the pasta? Mary, please tell us the straight story. Was the sauce actually very tasty? Love to all the Podestas from the Steyers. Cheers. Using the pedophile code found on the deep web that we learned about in part 1 of this series, this message literally translates to an orgy with colored little boys. And Steyers asked John's wife Mary if that was actually very tasty. Mary Podesta responded saying, and please tell me how this sentence or question as it is put makes any sense whatsoever. Walnut-growing Northern California surely knows and celebrates walnut pasta sauce. Actually, what surprises me is that we haven't already served it to you. Indeed, Mary, with a smile on his face, Jim Steyers said, I'm coming to town the week after next and will bring some walnuts. This was and is enough proof to show that the Podesta emails are linked to a child sex trafficking ring. And this is huge news, not just because of the hideous crime that is being perpetrated on these children, but because of the perpetrators involved. John Podesta was not only Hillary Clinton's campaign chairman when she was running for president, he also served as a counselor to Obama and acted as chief of staff to Bill Clinton. He is not an elected U.S. official, but it is clear that he has a huge influence in American politics.
You can play with them if it makes you happy.
But I want her to specify exactly what that means. We're not playing checkers here. If I meet her, I'm paying to have sex with her kids or to sexually abuse them.
So you've just asked her, what will they do to me?
So she says jerking, kissing, sucking.
Then you've put my... She's put yes.
All right, so now we have a woman who is offering to sell 7, 8, 9, 10, and 12-year-old children to a foreigner for $18.
She can do what? She can do that.
You guys move?
Okay, that's okay. Okay, so how much for sex?
Are we going to let them hear?
They can say here. She's a sweet girl.
This recent BBC expose on the inner workings of pedophile groups brings new context to the Podesta WikiLeaks. In an email dated October 8, 2015, only 2 years ago, mind you, Podesta and many others were invited to a pool party. Here's what that email says. Concerning the reprise of our gang's activity, visit to the farm in Lovettsville, I thought I'd share a couple of notes. We plan to heat the pool so a swim is a possibility. Bonnie will be quote-unquote Uber service to transport Ruby, Emerson, and Maeve, 11, 9, and 7. So you'll have some further entertainment, and they will be in that pool for sure. Now this quote tells the gang that children in bathing suits will be the entertainment. It tells them their age and their sex, and it seems to be the primary content of the communication. Now you'd think in a normal invitation it'd be like, why don't you all come over for drinks and dinner and maybe even a swim? But here it's like, come on over. We got 3 kids coming. They're going to be wearing nothing and swimming in the pool for your entertainment. They will be in the pool for sure, they say. This is exactly the kind of talk that pedophiles are looking for. Come over, we got naked kids and they'll be your entertainment. The pool, the kids, the Podestas. Case closed. Remember, John Podesta was Bill Clinton's chief of staff, in charge of secretaries and the interns that were blowing Slick Willie in the Oval Office.
First of all, how are 3 kids under the age of 12 going to be entertainment for DC politicians, lobbyists, Catholic priests, and businessmen? And we find in the 1981 documentary Boys for Sale that child prostitution and trafficking is referred to as the farm circuit, and that is more than suspicious considering that Grand Tam, as they call her, made multiple farm references in her emails with John Podesta. Hashtag, the farm is real. She wrote, Evelyn is growing up. Soon she will be the queen of the entire US of A. Right now, for a limited time only, you can spend some time with her online, raw and uncut. Take advantage of this now, as in the future, she will have the power of life and death over you. There are other emails that are beyond disgusting and disturbing. Podesta's clients were actually giving him feedback about his menus and delivery options. In WikiLeaks ID 26345, an email to John Podesta and his wife Mary Podesta. Mary and John, I think you should give notice when changing strategies which have been long in place. I immediately realized something was different by the shape of the box, and I contemplated who would be sending me something in the square-shaped box. Lo and behold, instead of pasta and wonderful sauces, it was a lovely, tempting assortment of cheeses. Yummy. I am awaiting the return of my children and grandchildren from their holiday travels so that we can demolish them. Thank you so much. I hope you and your gang are well. I miss you both. P.S. Do you think I'll do better playing dominoes on cheese than on pasta? First of all, how do you, or why would you, play dominoes on cheese or pasta? I mean, really, think about that for a moment. It's impossible that this means anything other than what it really translates to mean. This person is asking John and Mary Podesta, do you think I'll do better tying up, dominating, gratifying myself by causing pain and humiliation on a little girl instead of a little boy?
It would be hard to imagine more misery and suffering than what Teresa says she's had to endure.
And us kids would be made to do things with the adults and the animals, and then a sacrifice would happen.
The sacrifice, were these animal sacrifices?
Animals and people.
On what scale do you think this was happening?
Enormous, far beyond what we've ever heard of here before.
Teresa's mother, Bridget.
You're talking about mass murder?
Yes, on a scale that this country's never heard of before.
Your nan made you have sex with animals?
Yeah. Like goats and donkeys.
The story of Teresa is a story almost too horrible to recount. A case of child abuse that goes well beyond the kind of things we normally associate with the abuse of children. In 27 years of reporting, it has to be one of the most painful stories I have ever had to tell.
How many men or how many people would have sex with you?
What, at one time?
Yes.
About everyone who was there, which must have been about 20. You know, from 10 to 20 people. If it was a big ceremony, it used to be 30.
This couldn't be a terrible dream, a nightmare that you're reliving?
No. It's no dream. It's a nightmare, but it's not one you can wake up from. It's there all the time.
This really happened, you're quite sure of that?
Yeah.
The police don't think Teresa made up a story. Some of the cult members are to stand trial. 5 men have been charged with rape. As for Nan, the grandmother, she's 61 and lives in this council flat in South London. She's charged on 7 counts of aiding and abetting rape and 2 counts of performing abortions on Teresa.
It's no dream.
Few people, if any, in Britain have counselled as many victims of satanic abuse or Satanists themselves as Ray Wire has. If there is an expert on satanic cults, it would have to be him.
Do you believe Teresa's story?
I believe Teresa's story. It's exactly the same story as I've heard from men who says they've done it.
During these ceremonies, was Satan, the devil, ever referred to?
He was called Lucifer.
What did they say about the devil, about Lucifer?
That killing the people made him happy.
Investigative reporters were following John Podesta and warning people of his involvement in an international child sex trafficking ring before WikiLeaks even broke. Andrew Breitbart posted in one of his tweets how Prague guru John Podesta isn't household name as world-class underage sex slave op, cover-upperer, defending unspeakable dregs escapes me. Breitbart was onto something and he was furious.
This is a concerted effort. This is a concerted effort, politics of personal destruction. You, John Podesta.
All right, well, you see where I'm coming from.
Okay, yeah.
When I talk, that's because I'm interested in this ongoing, whatever the hell they're doing.
What's in your closet, John Podesta? Big Podesta? Big Soros? Do you want us to play these games? Because we're playing to win.
Here is another tweet from Breitbart. How much longer until they kill me? Heart attack, or car accident, or frame me for a crime. Read me while you can. Breitbart died of, quote-unquote, natural causes that were never investigated at the young age of 43, after only a year of exposing Podesta's involvement in PizzaGate. John Podesta has never promoted on social media or through any of his channels any illicit material or that he makes pizza. He has never expressed that he loves pizza so much that he is compelled to give information and recommendations about all of his favorite pizza toppings and food combinations to all of his high-level friends.
If anything, it's being debunked in the mainstream media. So in those sources of news, it's you don't touch and feel it as much as maybe you'd imagine, but it's sinister, and it's a kind of vile stream that's running under the ground that begins to really, I think, have its effect, take its toll, and obviously the worst conspiracies were culminated in the so-called Comet Pizza episode, in which a guy I know who volunteered to cook at a fundraiser for Hillary, who runs a pizzeria, upscale pizzeria in Washington, D.C., was accused, along with myself, my brother, and others, of running a child sex ring out of the pizza parlor. Mainstream media debunked that instantly.
I still have some questions about that, by the way.
But you can't pull that back.
In other Podesta emails, Comet Ping Pong Pizza is referenced multiple times and quickly became the center of the PizzaGate investigation. Alephantis is a very outspoken member of known pedophile, homosexual, and satanic communities.
A Smithsonian exhibit intended for display through Christmas will no longer be shown after intense criticism. The exhibit, entitled Hide and Seek, Difference and Desire in American Portraiture, displays homoerotic photography. The main source of outrage, according to KNES in San Antonio, is a 4-minute video by artist David Wojnarowicz entitled Fire in My Belly, which at one point shows Jesus on a cross being eaten by ants.
As a community, I think we all believe that we have the right to free expression and freedom of expression, and we want that to continue. I personally don't like to be told what to do. I don't like my artists to be told what to do.
A Smithsonian exhibit that includes a video of ants crawling on a crucified Christ has triggered an unholy backlash. Catholic League President Bill Donahue blasted the museum's federal funding, saying the 4-minute video was designed to insult and inflict injury and assault the sensibilities of Christians.
In an article on Fox News, Smithsonian Museum Director Martin Sullivan says the display was not meant to offend. In fact, the artist's intention was to depict the suffering of an AIDS victim.
We're a non-profit arts organization that supports visual expression in the arts and emergent expression in the arts. So this is our job. This is what we do.
Owner James Alephantis is making phenomenal handmade pizzas using the freshest local ingredients.
I can eat pizza and play ping pong?
This is DC for Teens, where we spend our time so you can have a good time. I'm Eli here at Comet Ping Pong. It's a pizza place that has ping pong in the back room, which is fun for kids. Also, The whole place is like an art museum because there's many different types of art there. This is DC for Teens, where we spend our time so you can have a good time. I'm Eli, signing off.
Don't be shocked that Alefantis would support such a film. He regularly hosts events such as this in his shop, and when looking at these disturbing images, know that a person is reflected by their environment and associations.
We have a video here that shows them taking part in the ritual. Like I stated, it is nothing more than a satanic yoga class. That is precisely what it is. I can show you a 30-minute long video, and as you can see here, that's practically what they're doing. It's just a satanic yoga class. But as you've seen here in this previous article that I read to you, they are encouraging self-personal demons. They are trying to intervene the physical realm with the spiritual realm. Nothing more and nothing less than a satanic ritual. A lot of people like to assume this is James Alefantis, however it is not. It is a drag queen who has multiple accounts, anywhere from Facebook, Instagram, you name it. And it's pretty disgusting what you'll see throughout this video. Here is another picture that is depicted of it. As you can see here, it is on the right, and is a Halloween 2015. So this picture was taken within Comet Ping Pong Pizza restaurant, and here you can see that they did schedule another one for October 30th of 2016. This one was published in 2015, so it's hard to tell what went on during the 2016 Halloween Comet Ping Pong Party, if that's what was taking place a year previously. Next, you have here, she had posted this on her Twitter account as well on December 20th of 2016. It states that all she wants for Christmas is babies.
Alefantis was rated by GQ magazine as one of the 50 most powerful people in Washington. He has made frequent trips to the White House. He cooked for the Clinton campaign. He rubbed shoulders with some of the most connected men in Washington. And that begs the question of how a pizza shop owner who openly expresses such disgusting and illicit behavior could be so well connected with high-level U.S. government officials. One of those men, for example, is John Podesta, which we have already shown in the Podesta emails. Another is Arun Rayo, who follows Alefantis on Instagram and posts a lot of comments on Comet Pizza's homepage. Arun Rayo just happens to be the chief of the Southern Division, United States Attorney's Office for the District of Maryland. He is also Executive Vice President of Investigative Group International, which was founded by former Watergate prosecutor Terry Lenzner. Lenzner was not only key in helping make the Watergate scandal disappear, but he has strongly been accused of intimidating young women who were accusing former President Bill Clinton of sexual harassment, along with other D.C. officials. Alefantis had a homosexual relationship with David Brock, founder of pro-Hillary super PACs Correct the Record, Media Matters for America, and Share Blue, an organization that has funded millions of dollars for online trolls to confront anyone talking negatively about Hillary Clinton on social media. And here's a strange fact. There are only 3 James Alefantises in the entire world, if you can imagine that. One in the United States, one in Canada, and the other in Greece. Keep these 3 countries in mind. James Alefantis changed his name to signal a hidden message. J'aime l'enfant. J'aime l'enfant translates to I love children in French. Not many in the American public know French, and those who do are not sick enough to follow the likes of James Alefantis. His public Instagram account, Jimmy Comet, an official page for Comet Pizza, is a page you would stumble across on the dark web.
This family-friendly Upper Northwest pizza parlor draws kids of all ages with free ping pong, pretty good pies, and excellent wings. Early evening, there are lots of unsupervised children running around. Here's a man holding a child with yellow beads around their necks. It's #chickenlovers. With a quick internet search, you could find that #chickenlovers means a man who is sexually attracted to underage males. Next is an up-close shot of a baby's face, #hotard, the combination of a hoe and a retard. Here's a baby chewing on money, a German baby doll with the price tag $1,200. Here's a picture of a child taped to a table, a child in a hammock captioned, "Why does daddy like butt?" Like subliminal messaging through television. I could care less about my beauty, I just want my pizza. A man in a panda mask, #cumpanda, #cumpanda, #panda-come-whole. A photo of money and pills. Whip up a Haitian special, extra cheese.
This is from Comet Ping Pong. It says, last month satisfied customers were raving about our pizza, and we all know you will too. Repeat customers know the drill. For newcomers, see how they spell that? First run the program given to you by your special friend. All instructions on how to enjoy this joyous hobby will be easily understandable. But please remember penalties for breaking the rules, which are also included in the program. Very few have broken the rules, and needless to say, the penalties are harsh. All pricing is included in the app. The app will only run on, and the following requirements must be met. And this is where it's really creepy. This month we have 5 fresh pizzas for your enjoyment. We also have 4 surviving pizzas. What does that mean, surviving pizzas? From last month's session. All are on sale at an extremely low price as they are in poor health and not expected to survive. A requirement is that you finish eating your pizza after your session. So, what are some really weird things? Number 1, how are pizzas in poor health? Not expected to survive. And finish eating your pizza after your session. This is some truly sick and twisted stuff that we are seeing. And it looks like there's another location in DC as well. It's called Bucks. Bucks Fishing and Camping. And look down here, it says for more info, go to Comet Ping Pong.
And here are highly immoral and obscene sex acts being performed at Comet Ping Pong by employees. They were being posted on social media. What employee would ever post pictures like this taken at his place of work? What manager of an establishment would ever allow photos like this to be released? And how could Alefantis not know? He was actually tagged in the pictures, meaning he was notified when the pictures were being posted online. It is extremely hard to misinterpret the images and messages from Alefantis, but he was approached about them outside of Comet Ping Pong and given the chance to defend himself.
It seems a little absurd to be here. That image is a cute image of my goddaughter. Taped to the table. And they're playing around as 2 kids.
I came all the way from Philadelphia to be here, man. I didn't know. I came all the way from Philadelphia to be here.
Do you have any other images that you think are offensive?
I used to work at a school because my mother was
David
You're a
Fry.
half freak. We have hundreds of children here all the time.
I know.
I love children. I love you. We love our community.
That's fine.
We're all friends.
And
we work
I
together.
wouldn't be caught
I
dead
make
with
pizza.
this on my Instagram if I worked at a school.
Really?
I wouldn't be caught dead with pictures of toddlers chewing on stacks of money. I wouldn't be caught dead with half of those images on my Instagram.
there's nothing wrong. Have you been on Instagram? There are much more offensive things. There's nothing offensive about mine. There's nothing offensive about
Dude,
my Instagram.
if you don't see the offensiveness in that, then it's cool.
A man confronted with his own demons. But even if the most naive accepted his responses, how can they explain videos released of screaming for help inside the pizza shop? This was not screaming and acting out in a pizza parlor because they wanted more pizza or they wanted dessert. And that was finally exposed when a video was leaked on the web. A camera phone recorded a pizza party at Comet Ping Pong. On the first floor and outside in the porch area, it's creepy enough knowing the individuals involved. But what takes place upstairs is something I will never be able to get out of my head.
One of the things we keep seeing over and over again is how paranoid CNN is about Pizzagate, and not just CNN, but various perpetrators, Chucky and Dershowitz. They call CNN every single day to find out, has the story broke yet? Because they know when it does, they're gonna be fingered.
You know what? They're all going to be on the Lolita Express heading out to Jeffrey Epstein's island. Jeffrey Epstein was just busted again for pedophilia, sexual offenses with underage girls. We've got Anthony Weiner, underage girls. Alan Dershowitz has been charged with this as well already before.
A lot of people that are going to be accused and convicted, I hope, of those kinds of things.
You think you're hot shit, don't you? You think you're hot... Listen up! What's my name? What's my name? My other name. What do you call me? I am your father. From now on, you will call me your father. Shut up! You will call me your father. What is my name, huh?
I'm just a kid who's 4. Each day I grow some more. I'm singing. Each day I grow some more. I'm there. Something more. I'm there. I do. Take me, Jerry. Daddy. Finding my way. Growing up is not so tough. I had enough. There's a lot of fun stuff with
Investigators have analyzed this audio, and it is believed that the man torturing these children sounds a lot like John Podesta.
You think you're hot shit, don't you? You think you're hot... Listen up! What's my name?
I'm just a kid who's 4. Each day I grow some more. I'm singing. I'm just a kid who's 4. Each day I grow some more. I'm singing. Each day I grow some more. I'm singing. I'm just a kid who's 4. Each day I grow some more.
And we are so proud of her. I am your father. From now on, you will call me your father. Shut up. She's done an amazing job, and she is not done yet. What's my name? So thank you for being with her. You will call me your father. She has always been with you. What's my name? You think you're hot shit, don't you? Just get lost.
You think you're hot shit, don't you?
Just get lost.
You think you're hot shit, don't you?
Just get lost.
I suppose to those walking by Comet Ping Pong every night, the scream of children and strange voices is not strange. How could it be when Alephantis regularly hosts bands such as this satanic, pedophilic group known as Heavy Breathing? Heavy Breathing spends more time going on rants about children and pizza than they do performing music.
And Satan is below us. You don't want to go there yet. We can experience the joy of Satan here in this room without meeting him.
Oh, hello there, friend. I can see you. Come closer. There's no need to speak. I will send my thoughts directly to your mind. I am Majestic Ape. You might know me from my best-selling book, Your Band is Weak, and my recurring role as puppet in the Broadway smash Orphans and Assholes. But most of you will know me from my work with the electronic rock act, Heavy Breathing. I'm here today to offer you the keys to a life only a chosen few would experience. That key is airtight, an audio recording designed to fill all the holes in your life, featuring the songs Night First, I Know Love, Touch It, Getting Down, Drop It, Give Me Mine, Easy, My Way. Let me help you to help me. To honor our new record, Airtight, we, Heavy Breathing, wish to offer you a limited time opportunity. If I told you that I had created a series of 5 rewards that could reshape your mind, body, and spirit, how could you not join us and drink from Heavy Breathing's nutrient-enhanced and reverse osmosis filtered well? Let's take a peek-a-loo inside the vault of rewards, shall we? For $1,000, we will play a show at the location of your choice, up to an hour away from Washington, D.C. You will be helping Heavy Breathing get our products directly to you, uncut, pure, and without the bad touch of the middleman. It will allow us to order the necessary amount of vinyl so all copies will find their way into the listener's hands. So go ahead, don't be shy. Let's fill those holes with sound and record orders. Come, let Heavy Breathing adopt your malnourished ears this 2015. Majestic Ape, over and out. Peace.
Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to slowly fade in and out James' picture over Heavy Breathing's head. Now watch carefully how they blend together. It's absolutely mind-blowing. Okay, now watch the picture on the left with the blue frame. Here we go. Look carefully. They match perfectly. The lips, look at the ergonomics, everything's perfect. It's incredible. And now I'll fade out. Now, as we take this photo and we fade out, bring it back in to Heavy Breathing, you will see for yourself what's really going on. And it's freaky. Look at this. Look carefully. There you go, people. There you go. Heavy Breathing is, in fact, James, aka Pedophile King of Washington, King Pedophile of probably all North America. Heavy Breathing. Look at this. James Alefantis is heavy breathing. If you look carefully, like, you know, it's sad. It truly is. These people, their religion is whatever they want to be. They follow that Aleister Crowley, do what thou wilt.
Found this image as well on clothing, where they all see an eye, slice of pizza. And here as well, you got Crowley symbolism, the three-muck, eat what thou wilt, and the inverted pentagram. In pizza we trust, where they all see an eye, and the Roman laurel wreath. Crazy, right?
To Comet Pizza and Ping Pong. Have any of you enjoyed this special pizza here tonight? But no, she didn't. She held on to that child all the way to the end. And the f***ed thing was really, it was after it was born. I had to put that shit down. Euthanasia. It's hard. I was like, is this what happens with babies? And it kept saying,
Sex Stains is another group that performed at Comet Pizza. They are most noticeable for their obscene and symbolic imagery, compulsively flashing what is known in the pedophile community as the boy lover triangle. They are spreading their message through the normal channels they use. The picture on Jimmy Comet's Instagram, the Comet Pizza homepage ran by James Alefantis, or James Lafon, the boy lover himself, is one of an ancient Greek named Antonius. Things really start taking a strange twist from here. What's interesting is that James Alefantis and his family are connected to a virtually unknown, powerful, international, ancient Greek, ultra-secret Masonic order, the Order of AHEPA, the American Hellenic Educational Progressive Association, otherwise known as the Brotherhood of the Wolf. In regards to AHEPA, these people aren't confused about their names. The public are the ones kept in the dark. Secret societies and their names are often veiled from the public under a cloud of deep ancient mystery. They are Hellenic in nature. Lee Alefantis and Tribeca Builders developed Comet Pizza restaurants all over the world, with a focus in Australia, and God knows the pedophilia problems that are going on in Australia. The Comet Pizza in Australia has been said to be very dark and satanic, with Saturn imagery, although the theme is Italian futurism. But it's clear that Saturn is the centerpiece. There's not much Italian futurism going on at all, just triangles, pizza, and Saturn. Among the more famous and powerful members of AHEPA were post-World War II Freemasons, U.S. presidents like Franklin D. Roosevelt, who was initiated when he was governor of New York, and Harry S. Truman. The Order of AHEPA has the ingredients of a secret society based on the Masonic model, with an initiation ritual and a vow of secrecy. They also display numerous Illuminati signs. But there are other members of AHEPA, and when remembering what we learned in Part 1 about the Franklin scandal, this is going to shock you.
This is America, the Knights of Columbus, the Grange, Hadassah, the Disabled American Veterans, the Order of AHEPA, the Business and Professional Women of America, the Order of AHEPA, the Order of AHEPA, the Union Hall, the Bible Study Group, LULAC, Holy Name. A brilliant diversity, spread like stars, like 1,000 points of light in a broad and peaceful sky. And I respect old-fashioned common sense.
You just saw it for yourself. George Bush Sr. not only acknowledging the Knights of Columbus, but the Order of AHEPA. The Reagan-Bush administration were already exposed in the Franklin scandal for a child sex ring, and we know that the Order of AHEPA is involved. So why wouldn't the former director of the CIA, Skull and Bones member that was anointed with the name Magog, be at the head of this ring? It seems plausible and it makes sense, but the reality is, it goes even deeper than that. The real question we have to ask here is just how old is the PizzaGate scandal? James Alefantis, among so many other powerful men in D.C., have strong links to Freemasonic orders like AHEPA. And it's becoming clear that PizzaGate has a bigger and wider history in America, and that somehow it is all linked to some Luciferian circle of evil. Now that we know Alefantis' affiliations with the Greek order of AHEPA and how they love to play off of the ancient Greek symbolism, is it any wonder he chose the picture of Antonius on his homepage? In ancient Greece, Antonius was known as the child lover. It is recorded in history that Antonius had sex with many young children, as the ancient Romans and Greeks were known to do. The Comet Pizza logo is closely linked to a pedophile symbol that was released from an FBI investigation representing, you guessed it, child love. The very representation of the name Alefantis chose to be his own. The very representation of the picture Alefantis chose to use on his Instagram, Antonius, the child lover. But where the picture really starts getting crazy is when you type Antonius into Google. What comes up? Antonius Pizza Cafe.
Our business thrives on happy customers. So when they write to tell us we did a good job, we love to share that feedback so they know how we appreciate their word. We work very hard to satisfy our customers. So when we receive a 5-star review like this one, it helps everyone know how hard we are trying to serve you and our local marketplace. We like to show the customer and the world that we appreciate what they have to say about us. So the only real question you have to ask yourself is, what are you waiting for?
Pizzas using the freshest local ingredients. I can eat pizza and play ping pong?
It's like kids hanging out and enjoying good pizza and ping pong.
Behind me are just one of the 3 tables that customers use for their enjoyment. But ping pong isn't the only thing people come here to love.
Did you see the coded words? Pizza and ice cream, or girls and prostitution. There were investigative researchers that were posting an episode from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, where one of the main characters, Michelangelo, seemed to be going even more nuts over pizza than the usual script dictates. But there was a reason for that. The maker left important clues for the pedophile community, one that many overlooked.
get chocolate marshmallows too. But wait a second, fool. Can you please? I missed the most important part. Cheese. Cheese sickle. I need my cheese sickle. Austin, give me a cheese sickle. Ah. Give me that. Other pizzerias letting you down. Try Antonio's Pizzeria. Now under new management. But don't take our word for it. Antonio's Pizza is so good you'll want to obey its every command. It's my new delicious master. Obey the flavor. Okay, that was crazy, right? Why eat Antonio's when you can have homemade? Smells delicious. So tempting. Must eat pizza. I can't. Must eat. No.
And you all are very grateful that you are below a Subway sandwich shop.
Yes!
And Jerry is known to hang out down here. He likes the world sounds. Tamales.
And little boys. And children.
I think I was his manager.
No.
We all have preferences.
A multi-millionaire who made his fortune by being a relatable everyman has become one of the most reviled men in America. Former Subway spokesman Jared Fogle now agreeing to plead guilty to shocking charges involving child pornography and underage sex.